Fall is such a special time for boating in the Pacific Northwest. The air is crisp, the marinas are quieter, and there's a sense of adventure that comes with the changing season. I'm really happy to be back in my home waters. To celebrate being back, I'm taking Havmon 2 on a solo trip to one of my favorite destinations on the planet. That place is called Poulsbo. Poulsbo is a sweet little Nordic-inspired town just 15 nautical miles west of Seattle. So close, yet feels so far removed from the Emerald City. Poulsbo is full of rich history, cozy restaurants, and hidden gems. After spending 6 days diving deep into everything Poulsbo has to offer, I came back with way too much content for one video. This is the first episode of a multi-part Poulsbo exclusive series. I'll take you along as I leave Seattle, navigate the locks, and set the stage for what turned out to be an unforgettable solo adventure. Along the way, you'll see glimpses of torrential downpours, playful porpoise, and my attempt to ride the flood through Agate Pass. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. My name is Captain Gary. I have a boat here in the Pacific Northwest and one in Europe. If you enjoy visiting port towns, are a motorboat enthusiast, or maybe you're just curious about exploring unique challenges of boating in the off-season, join me on my travels. My goal is to share these adventures with you. Actually, that's not how I really talk. This is how I really talk. My friends that watch these videos are like, that's not you. I'm like, yeah, but how do you be you? I'm sitting there talking to a phone or a microphone or something like that, and you're not there. It's just really hard to engage with nothing. It's easier when there's someone there to engage with, and you can have that back and forth, that banter, and you can see their face and engage with them. Otherwise, I just feel like a narcissist sitting here. Oh, I like hearing my own voice, but actually I don't. This is what the challenge is. So from this point forward, I'm committed to using my own voice. And now it makes sense why it's been so hard for me to actually narrate these videos and why I stumble over after just saying a few words. It's because I wasn't being authentic, I wasn't being natural, I wasn't being myself. But like I said, it's really hard to talk to someone when someone isn't there. But you're there, and so I'm just gonna keep going on that premise. So at this point, I put on my raincoat because the weatherman said, oh, it's gonna be sunny. Was it sunny? No, it wasn't sunny at all. In fact, it was raining really hard. It's fall in Seattle. That's just kind of what you get. It gets harder and harder to predict the weather as the seasons start to change. By the way, thanks for listening to me vent. I felt a lot better. Good talk. Moving on. At my marina, Havmon is kept undercover. The roof doesn't allow me to raise the mast. The mast holds the electronics and other important gear, so I need to raise it up. It's very heavy and it can fall, so I have to be super duper careful. The next step is to install the through bolt that keeps the mast from flopping forward. After you do that, I go ahead and attach the backstay. Have you noticed the trend lately that you give people good money and they give you bad service or bad quality of work? Well, that's not the case here. I had Aaron over at S3 Maritime did a great job rigging up a fore and aft stay for this boat. That being said, I'd still like some sort of hydraulic lift, I think, to help me raise the mast more easily and also protect it from falling forward. If that ever happens, absolute disaster. I could see the bolts coming out of the steel in the base or having things bend, break, electronics damaged. It would be catastrophic. I'll never forget the analogy. Living in Seattle is kind of like living underneath an elephant. You look up, it's often gray, and then you get pissed on constantly. If you do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button, I'd really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm push this video out to more people. My goal is to get 1,000 volunteers who are willing to actually watch this video through its entirety and leave some comments and saying what I could do better as a content creator. So in my very next video, I'm going to take your suggestions, take them to heart, and produce a better quality video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. In front of us we have the University Bridge, which opened first in July 1919, making it over 105 years old. This is a double-leaf bascule bridge, connects the University District with East Lake, spanning Portage Bay. This next bridge is Interstate 5. It's a major north-south highway on the U.S. West Coast. From the south end, it starts in Mexico, and it works its way all the way north to the Canadian border. Without looking it up, how many miles do you think it is? Leave your best guess in the comments. The Ballard locks are up ahead, so I thought it would be a good idea to actually get my fenders ready. Up ahead, downtown Seattle. And to the right is the Space Needle. She was constructed in 1962 for the World's Fair. To our starboard side is Gasworks Park, which is an old coal gasification plant that ran until 1956. I was getting pretty uncomfortable at this point, but I had a 2:30 flood tide to catch at Agate Pass. Looking back, it looked clearer. Maybe I should stay. If you're wondering where I am, I'm down below. Autopilot is taking over. I thought it would be prudent for me to take a look at the prop shaft to see if there was any leaks. No drips, no leaks, everything looked good, so I was going to continue on with the journey. As I approached the locks, the sky started to show glimmers of hope. Also, there were only 2 boats ahead of me, so I knew we could all squeeze in, so it wouldn't be very long before I was out in the Puget Sound. What is this I see? Look, hark! It's a rainbow! After just a few moments' wait, the green light came on and they allowed the boats to enter. I was last, but not least. I had my forward line ready and my stern line ready, and the lock attendants were always there to help. They use their poles, they grab the line, they get it ready for you, and then you just loop it around your bollard or your cleat and lock it down. I sped the locking experience up by a factor of 10. You can see behind me the gates are starting to close. After the gates close, the water is being let out the sluice and the levels drop. Once the level inside the lock matches the level in the Puget Sound, then the gate will open up and you're clear to go. As I chatted up with my buddy, I'm in position to release the bow line. Remember, when in the locks, doesn't matter what direction you're going, it's always lake line last. The lock attendant lets each boat know when it's their turn to go. As soon as I was given the okay, I released my stern line and I started to clear the walk wall first. I wanted to get my boat away from the wall before I started going forward. Ah yes, blue sky, at last. It's going to be a great crossing. Or will it be? It was time to stow my fenders. Here's where things start to get a little interesting. As I exited the no-wake zone, I was minding my own business when the sea kayaker decides I'm his new Uber. He catches my wake like it's a free ride and just starts cruising. I put my hammer down, blew out some carbon, and he appreciated it. It was pretty clear. How long did he stick around? Well, that's the story for the next episode. Let's just say he has stamina. Regarding the sky, well, good feeling gone.